welcome to the first International Conference on Asia-Pacific Mining and Metallurgies. This conference is held by Chinese Institute of Mining and Metallurgical Engineers, Department of Resources Engineering, and Department of Materials and Science and Engineering, National Taipei University of Technology, Chengdu University, and Institute of Mineral Resources Engineering. During this two-day conference, in addition to rich conference sections, we also invited internationally well-known scholars for presentations. In the afternoon, the city tour will invite participants on a culture tour to Anping. If you are interested, please feel free to register at the registration office in the lobby.
Our conference officially begins. First, let's welcome the chairman of Chinese Institute of Mining and Metallurgical Engineers, Zhao Lei Huang, to address us.
All the distinguished speakers and the honorable guests and my dear colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Zhao Lei Huang. I am the president of the Mineral and Metallurgy Society in Taiwan. I'm also a professor in the Material Science Department of NCKU. I hope you could find the welcome in your language. I believe you can find the Japanese, Korean, Chinese, English. So anyway, welcome of you. In addition to that, I also like to show my appreciation for your participant, because you participating in this conference that make it possible and that make it even more successful. Our society, the full name is called China Mining. I guess I should say Taiwan, but the name has been not there for many years. So the China Mining and the Metallurgical Engineering Society, we hold the annual meeting every year. But this year it is very different, because for the first time after 97 years, we will hold the first international conference on Asia Pacific Mining and Metallurgy, called APMM, because this is the first step and also the big step. So I'm very honored and appreciate that you could be part of this event. Let me just give you a brief history of our society. Back to the year of 1922, which is 97 years ago, the China Geological Society is set up in the Central Geological Survey by the Ministry of Education in Beijing. Then 5 years later, the February of 1927, the China Geological Society and the Mining Engineering Society and the Metallurgical Society, they formed the China Mining and the Metallurgical Engineering Society, CIMME, which is exactly the same name as we use today. And at that time, the goal, the concept was to liaise with Congress, study academics, and develop China's mining and metallurgy industry, which is, again, it is still valid today. The first issue, the volume 1, number 1 of journal called Sapphire, that was published in August of 1926. Then the society had gone through the Second World War and also the Civil War with the Communist China Revolution. Then, therefore, during that time, the society moved from Beijing to Nanjing, which was the south capital, and then moved to Chongqing, which was the west capital. Then, in the year of 1949, moved to Taipei. So, if we study the history of society, just like we are studying the history of the Republic of China. So in the year of 1952, which was 3 years after the Chiang Kai-shek government moved to Taiwan, Professor Lu Shandong, Professor Lu, he recovered the society in Taiwan. Because of Professor Lu, he was the professor in Taipei Tech University for quite many years. Because of Professor Lu's big contribution, he almost devoted all his life to the society. Therefore, even today, we have a scholarship by the name of Lu Shandong Scholarship. Then now we are holding the first international conference on Asia Pacific Mining and Metallurgy, APMM. The people might ask why after such many years. Well, the reason is simple. We will give the mining and the metallurgy the new meaning, and we will establish the international relationship with the international societies. Some people might say, well, the mining and the metallurgy, all these are older techniques. They are out of date, but I really do not think so. If you think in a different scope, then you will find that maybe many of the related technologies of mining and metallurgy, they are very updated and they are modern, and the people talk about the future applications even today. Just to give a few examples, these are the topics for these conferences. Say, tomorrow we will have Professor Ye from Tsinghua University talk about the high entropy metals, which can be regarded as a new ideas about the metallurgy. And when the people talk about the solid semiconductor industries or optoelectronics applications, usually they will talk about the silicon or silica. And also, when the people talk about the nanotechnology or nanomaterials, we'll talk about the carbon nanotube, carbon nanowire. All these are just a new design of materials, and they all originally from the mining and the metallurgy. And even today, the people talk about the electric car, talk about the batteries, then you will find that all these sustainable energies, they are also such as many of oxides. Okay, so these metal oxides, all these again originally from mining and metallurgies. In addition to that, when we talk about the georesources, the better exploration or exploitation, they also have different meanings, especially today when people talk about the energies more often than before. What I'm saying is that if we do not limit ourselves to the traditional meaning of our mining and the metallurgy, actually, if we look our area from a different scope or higher level, then we will find that actually the societies have a bigger world and also a brighter future. So that is also another reason why we try to establish international relationship, and so that with this platform we can exchange the current techniques and academic experiences with many of the peoples in the world. I'd like to thank a few of these well-known keynote speakers. Professor Peng, he's from West Virginia. I think he's also here today, Professor Peng. And also Professor Kitamura, Tohoku Universities. Please, so the people can see you. Professor Ye, he won't be here until tomorrow, I guess. Professor Chai is here from Acera Metal. Thank you very much. And Professor Takeshi Tsuji is from Kyushu University. Thank you very much. In the international conference, we have oral presenters 41, post 17. And on Wednesday, we will have an annual meeting of a CIMME, all 75 plus the 20. Total participants is 221. It is not very many compared with many of the big conferences. However, I believe that this is the first step, and we were sure that next time we will attract more people, and we will have more participants to make it even greater. But I know many of our staff has done our best. So it is not easy to take the first step. So for that, I'd like to thank many people. I believe Professor Xu Guojin is here. Okay. Professor Xie Bingzi is here. Oh, yes. And Professor Chang Yuxi is here. Yeah, I want to thank all of you. You three are the key persons to make this possible. And also, I'd like to introduce the organizers and the invited speaker of different sections. So the geo-resource exploration, I believe Professor Qi, Professor Yu, Professor Xi, are you here? Oh, yeah, thank you very much. And the exploitation, the Professor Ding, Professor Xue, Professor Kwong is here. I know Professor Kwong is here. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. And the Professor Kwong's wife is also here. Welcome. And metallurgy engineering, Professor Chen, Professor Lu, Professor Fu is here. Yeah. I'm sorry that some of our speakers are from China and they could not come here in time due to the visa programs. But I still appreciate for their contribution. And also material science, Professor Fu, Professor Wu, and Professor Anatha Kumar, are you here? Oh, no, oh, okay. And Professor Chen, the last, the circular economy, sustainable resources. Professor Chen, Professor Ko, Professor Hu, are you here? Okay, thank you very much again. And also, I want to thank the CIMME office, the secretary, Su Yanxun, she is here. Yeah. And Xiaoguo, Ms. Chen. Oh, I really want to thank all these staffs in the CIMME office. Okay, I guess the chairman Xu might give you more detail about the Thailand, but you will have day to visit the ancient capital. Ancient capital, which is Thailand, and I hope you will enjoy the delicious seafood, the fresh fruits, and the most important, enjoy the weather and enjoy the people. Why I say enjoy the people? Because they say the most beautiful thing in Taiwan, that's the people. I hope all the people you meet are very nice in the next few days, but please enjoy your conference. To make this conference possible, I'd like to thank the most Ministry of Science and Technology, and thank MRS Taiwan, thank Taipei Tech University, NCKU University, and CPC Zhongyou companies, and I want to thank the Bureau of Mines, and also the Central Geological Survey. Thank you for all your support. Thank you very much. Enjoy your stay.